But yes, family, artificial intelligence is to, go against your mind in every which way. You know, think about it like this, y'all. You don't have to believe me, but for truth, not for example. If mermaids live in the beach and, let's just say they live in the water deep down below, right? Well, let's just say somebody was on a ship, y'all, and they heard, voices at night calling out to them, y'all, so they wanted to go check it out. And it was like this, they want to describe Empress or, female like voice, y'all. It sounds so like, healing, nurturing. But if you vibe low, y'all, that's what they are gonna do. They're gonna start, calling on people like hitchhikers, right? And if you vibe low, family, what they gonna do is they gonna pull your ass beneath the fucking abyss and drown you, and they gonna kill you because you're not supposed to be here. If you want to survive, anybody, whoever, if you want to survive in the new world, y'all, your frequency is gonna help you. It's not about your skin color. It's not about how much energy you have physically. Yes, it does, but it's more so about your presence. It's about your aura, y'all, because your aura is gonna get you through this, metamorphosis state, family. But artificial intelligence is only here because if you was to see some shit like that pop up on your For You, y'all, you gonna say it's AI, and it's not AI. That shit is real life, That shit be real. It's just a lot of shit is programmed to look so fake, so you don't believe it. Because if you believe it, well, then now they gotta tell you that fiction was real. And that's not the case, family. Fiction is realer than non-fiction, y'all. Tupac said dreams are for real, reality is fiction, y'all. Go look that shit up on a deeper level, But think about it, family, artificial intelligence, y'all, is to make you feel dumb because they're trying to keep what's supposed to be revealed. All should be revealed, y'all, as we, are rising, right? All will be revealed regardless, but as it is being revealed, y'all, you will be some shit that you will, see AI and you will question yourself. But I'm telling you right now, family, remember, it might be real. Because why are they showing you that shit? And better not, y'all. I only made these, to show you that artificial intelligence, y'all, it shows you that what I'm saying is true about how you have these powers and you are this ancient malevolent being. Because how is it that whatever you see on TikTok, it affects you? Because if you see some shit, so just say you see dragons come out the Amazon, but it's real, right? Your belief system changes, y'all, and that's what starts to affect the economy, the system. The system's already crashing, y'all. I just want to remind you that what you need to do is prepare yourself. Get closer to yourself, y'all. Remind yourself that your energy is only going to help you, y'all. That's an external will. Unless you feel good within to have a good experience outwards, But family, get closer to the sun, y'all, because, since this is a spiritual realm that we are forced to take, shelter on, y'all, you want to build up your spiritual aspect, Your physical is going to be here regardless, y'all. If you want to help your physical, go watch my fasting videos, y'all, because while everybody's choosing, their flesh, you're hearing God, y'all. The Most High, with you because you choose the Most High when everybody neglects it. You're out here with y'all, where everybody's out inside and shit, fucking, sleeper than motherfucking old people who don't ever want to get up, But before, I end this video, I just want to remind you, family, that think about it, family. Why is artificial intelligence even invented? Why are they showing us some shit that ain't real, y'all? For what, a reaction? Why? Because your reaction is everything, y'all. Your reaction creates, whether it's high energy or low. But now that you know that artificial intelligence is a hoax, y'all, when you start seeing shit pop up on your For You, remember, that's because the Christ in consciousness is rising. You know, nobody could do nothing about that. The only thing we could do is be prepared, love yourself more, and get closer to the Most High, because the world is changing, y'all. You know, if this video wasn't for you, you know, you won't get it. But if it was, you will get it, because you will feel it, y'all. You will feel the changes. You will see it, and you will know, because where you're at, you feel the changes occurring, y'all. You know, 3 examples and truths that I'm gonna give y'all. Fuck that, I'm gonna just give y'all 3 factuals that state that we are rising. Number 1, most people in this world are getting along. Why I think people are, you know, crashing out, they're protesting and shit, or they're just trying to start something. You know, that's because, y'all, the world is realizing that they are being forced dry of their energy, y'all. You know, we could talk about how we're slaves all day and night, but logically, you cannot go against how you are being taken advantage of energetically wise, y'all, because whether you go get paper or not, they're taking your fucking energy away from your ass, y'all. So that tells you that your energy means more to them than that fucking money they created for you. They create the money for servants, unknowingly that you're the biggest consumer that they need, y'all, because they consume your energy. Your energy helps build everything that they want, right? But what they don't realize is that the more you get sunlight, the more your aura expands, the more you tap into your spiritual self, you meditate, you rise up your energy level from within. That energy, it starts to embody everything around you and everyone. That's why people can't take it. They get the fuck away. You know, that's why, you know, the internet, you might be playing a game, it comes off. You know, you may be at work, the fucking internet system glitching. Why? Because your energy, chosen one. Now just imagine everybody around you was on that energy. Not saying that they can't be, but you being around them damn near gets them that close, because you being around them is metamorphosing their physical body, right? The only thing that's holding them back is their mental and their beliefs. But the shit that they are gonna be experiencing, the more that they're, you know, getting a taste of life, y'all, that's when the revolt happens, because they're gonna get to a point to where they're not gonna be able to take that shit anymore, because they ain't gonna want to hear nothing, you know. This video was not to scare nobody, nor to get you out of yourself, but just know that the energy that you have, it's, you know, real strong, real potent, real powerful, man. So I hope you choose to, you know, keep it within you, y'all, because you are making a change, y'all, externally, y'all. You change your reality with the energy you have. So question your reality, chosen one. But I'll see you on the next video. Remember, that's why these demons, you know, they need you scrolling, because if you are giving emotions or signaling it because you are scrolling looking at everybody else live, well, guess what? It makes you feel some type of way. And the energy that you had, it goes straight into your phone like a fucking ATM, and they feed off of it. But I'll see y'all. Remember, reality is fiction. Non-fiction is not reality. Back to what I was saying though, family. The physical beings of this world, they can only see the world physically, y'all, because they're on that physical dimension, you know. When you're on a physical dimension, y'all, you only see not even a portion of what life is, y'all, because your body's operating in what the system has provided you. You know, the ones that create this false narrative, y'all, don't give you any information on how to rise to your highest. And that's why nobody has ever rose on their own, you know, unless they got, you know, guidance and information from the Most High within them, through sleep, through, you know, meditation, or through their, you know, their thoughts, y'all. But why is this important? This is important because Now you know that not everybody's the same. You know, there's physical people and there's spiritual people. But this world is spiritual. This is a spiritual realm, y'all. You house a body, but your body houses your spirit. The body is a house for your spirit, but your spirit can't even open that fucking door and live from this body, y'all. If you don't ever open the door for your spirit to, and you know, experience it in a way to where you get this. If you're on a physical dimension, you should be harnessing your energy. You shouldn't be letting it go. As well as you should be, you know, putting that energy within yourself, family. You should be protecting your peace, y'all, because your peace is, you know, your most sacred energy, y'all. Without your peace, y'all, nothing, you know, can flow abundantly, y'all, because if you are unlimited amount of flowing, you know, energy, which is like water, currency, and you are not reacting out of a positive manner, well, you manifest a bunch of shit that didn't need to be here, you know. And that's why when you go in this world, you see people, or you know, you see beings do things that you wouldn't necessarily do, because that just shows you that you are put down here to do something that everybody else can't do, y'all. Not everybody has that Christ consciousness within them, so they can't go within and activate it to help the world because they don't have that. So thank God, chosen one, that you do have this power to shatter social media and fucking, you know, if you want to call artificial intelligence, y'all, because the only reason artificial intelligence was invented, created, or, you know, here to, you know, entertain you temporarily is because as the world starts to shift more, well, let's just say not even shift, as the energy starts to increase more and more, as the sun starts to get hotter, as, you know, more chosen ones start to aura form more, you know, it's to a point where beings already can't, you know, let's just say if you are a chosen one, y'all, there's beings around you that can't be around you, y'all, or they don't like being around you because you're killing them demons, right? And we're only there, y'all. We're only at that stage with it, y'all. But it's gonna get to a point to where they can't even, you know, they won't even be able to look at you, y'all. So if they can't look at you, what makes you think they could get near you? They won't even be able to fuck with you, y'all. Because literally, y'all, negativity can't coincide with positivity, y'all. You know, there's no clean room if there's a dirty room, you know. In that same room, y'all, it's not gonna work, y'all, because it's either gonna be peace or it's gonna be dirtiness, you know, family. There's no in between. But now that you hear my side of the story on what you think social media and artificial intelligence is, family, that is why all this shit is in front of your eyes, family. You know, yes, to extract energy, because whatever you see, you give power to, but also to distract you from what the fuck life is gonna start showing you, you know. If the Most High is already showing you that frequency is unlimited, y'all, nothing is impossible to what can happen or what your eyes can see, because energy is nothing more. And once you feel that, there's no going back, y'all, because you feel what life is, y'all, and you truly, you know, you don't take it for granted, but you appreciate it, y'all, because you didn't feel this way before. But remember, y'all, social media, it's a mind warfare. It's a warfare on your mind. So it's a war on your mind, yo. That's why people, they get away from it. But artificial intelligence, y'all, is the main drainer. So if you are scrolling all day looking at that bullshit, family, you know, focus on what you are supposed to be here doing. You know, start building and keep that, because just scrolling and looking at shit, it's, you know, they're siphoning your energy, chosen one, and you feel less than, or you feel less of. You shouldn't feel that way, y'all. These people like to control you, or they like to brag at you with things that are material, but you simply call them to you just for fucking smiling, just for feeling good, because you are truly omnipotent, y'all. You are omnipotent. They ain't, and that's why they show you a bunch of superhero shit, y'all, because
You have it within you, y'all. It's not something that can be bought, y'all, unless you give your power away. That's where all this shit came from, you know, being controlled puppets, being a slave. It all came from the powers you have within that beings in this world lack. And that's why people are constantly trying to buy you, or people are constantly trying to, you know, be your friend and shit. But it's only a matter of time until this world, like I say, y'all, shows itself on how the chosen ones live. That is going to be reflected in this world one day. And if you ain't a chosen one, or if you're not truly trying to, you know, focus on the better of yourself, y'all, you're going to crumble. Because the world, you know, it's going to get to a point, y'all, where she's not going to crumble no more. She's rebuilding herself, y'all. But through warfare, it happens, you know. Remember that. But I'll see y'all in the next video, chosen one. You know, artificial intelligence, y'all, is to control your brain if you give that power. But artificial intelligence ain't got shit on the power you have within, y'all. You know, your third eye is truly powerful, because once this right here picks up on frequencies that are not organic, y'all, it takes control of the problem. And that shows you that what life is, because if it was truly positive, y'all, it wouldn't be affecting you, you know. But just, you know, study your reality, chosen one, and think about this, because, you know, why would they show y'all some shit, you know, and why would they take their time doing it, y'all, if it didn't help them in any way? Cause, y'all, it's about what your belief is. If you can believe something that's not real, well, then that's your reality. So you help the Matrix. Remember that, y'all. The Matrix is built upon inorganic energy, and that's why we were vibrating so low for so long. But now that the veil is, you know, so thin, the energy is felt. Your spirit can activate through the physical body and live in the physical world. That's why you can eat from the sun, and you don't need flesh. And you will truly know what I'm saying, y'all, when you go out into the world around you, and beings, you know, they feel so fucking low because they're living on a lower realm of conscious, you know. But just think about that one, chosen one, because your power lies within you. You know, you are the power, y'all. Everything around you is powerful when your power is activated, because though everything is powerful outside of you, you have no power to contradict to it if you don't even know your own power. But know that, family, we rising every day. Ain't nobody could do nothing about that, y'all, but get right, or watch nature slowly get you the fuck off. But I'll see y'all, family.